So this is the third video that I have, and I'm glad you're with me and watching these videos and this conversation, which is important. Now, how and why people make decisions is the next question, and I use the term availability heuristic. Look at it, learn about it, but first watch what I'm going to be able to share with you. Availability heuristic is a condition which is a cognitive bias that actually humans have. We have a tendency, how our brain works, how the brains are wired, which result in us trying to make simplified decisions. This is well recognized fact. This is well recognized to the point that in 2002, this was the recognition of the availability heuristic resulted in a Nobel Prize for Daniel Kahneman. This was a gentleman who actually looked at the policies that people, or the position that people were taking with respect to the economics, were very short sighted in some respects, and also very fast thinking concepts. I'll give you some examples and that will hopefully highlight it. If we have a room full of people, and this room full of people, we ask them, are you afraid to fly in an airplane? That's one question. And we also ask them, are you afraid to be in a car? That would be the second question. In the entire United States, the average numbers are 20% of the people say they're afraid of being in an airplane. And majority, overwhelming majority would say they're not afraid to be in the car because most of the people drive or ride a car as well. So the reality is the probability of being harmed is far higher in the car riders as opposed to the airplane flyers. And that is actually planned out multiple studies, except if God forbid there's an airplane which crashes, it's front page news, everybody sees it. Now we see it all the time because we are on the social media and learning about this. But when there's a car accident, we see a car accident, unfortunately, when we're driving around Hartford or other parts of our state every day almost, but we are not necessarily seeing that regularly on our social media, so our cognitive ability to register that is less. And so when we are actually thinking in our mind what is more dangerous, that is where the availability heuristic or the cognitive bias plays in, and we say, oh, airplane. Another example is if we talk to people, are you afraid of the shark or are you afraid of a horse? And you'd be surprised, most people will say they're afraid of a shark, which is, I'm afraid of a shark too because I've watched these movies, and I love the horses because I love horses. But the reality is our chances of being harmed by a horse in average possibility is far higher. So that's again a simplified way the mind works for everyone. And this mind working allows us to find simple, fast answers and fast solutions. And now with the social media and now with the narrow casting, everybody starts to move in that direction and solidifies their position. And then you mix with it the people who are making other gains, secondary gains, and then outside of the society, bots are coming in, you have a perfect storm. But availability heuristic is something that is part of the challenges that we are facing with this issue with the vaccines, but actually a lot of other issues that are out there as well. And this is important for anybody who is interested and worried about public policy and wants to look at the public policy. Look at how many of the policies are based on this availability heuristic. Thank you so much, and I'll talk more about some of the additional information that I think it's worth looking into. And thank you for staying with me on some of these conversations, and I look forward to talking to you about the fourth video soon. Thank you.